everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I am talking about toddler discipline, and the question is, can you discipline a toddler? The answer is yes, but it depends. So I would question usually when people ask this question, like, what do you mean discipline? There's different forms of discipline, and of course you can discipline a child and a toddler as they're exploring or whatever. But there's a difference between discipline and punishment. So punishment usually is just like there's a hard consequence, and then there's nothing. Stop. That's a punishment. Discipline is different because there is a consequence, but it's educational as well. Like there's a consequence, but it's also explained why this consequence occurred and how they can avoid this consequence in the future. So that is discipline. Discipline is, no, we don't play with that. Here's this to play with instead. So for a toddler, you have to think about it from their perspective, right? They're little people exploring the world around them. They're trying to learn anything that they can. So they like to touch things. They like to put things in their mouths. They like to manipulate things. And yes, they are starting to notice which things you are okay with them touching and which things you're not okay with them touching. When they touch things that they know they're not supposed to, and they know that you know that they're not supposed to, and you know they know that you know that they're not supposed to, that's when discipline comes into play. What is the motivation for it? Because a lot of times toddlers will start to touch things that they know that they shouldn't because they're trying to get a reaction out of you. That reaction is usually just your attention. I've noticed with my toddler that she hits the TV whenever she gets bored and wants my attention. Like if she's explored everything in the room, or at least she thinks she has, and I'm sitting here on my phone or I've been on my computer for a while, she like starts banging on the TV. She looks back at me and then she smiles, and she knows that I say, no, we don't touch the TV. Sticking to, no, you can't touch this, no, you can't play with this, and just ignoring the meltdown that happens afterwards because they'll get over it and they'll move on. The first tip is to redirect. Redirect the child from whatever it is that they're trying to play with. So for my daughter, for example, if she's banging on the TV, I know that she wants my attention because she does that to get my attention. Or I know that she just wants something to bang on. So I'll take her from the TV and we'll bang on a tambourine, or we'll bang on the desk, or we'll bang on a table. The second tip I have is to ignore tantrums. Tantrums exist to get what they want. If you give into a tantrum, they learn that to get what they want, they throw a tantrum. My daughter does not throw a lot of tantrums because I don't respond to a lot of tantrums. I just ignore it. I don't give in to the tantrum. I just wait for it to be over. I ignore it. I do something else, or I redirect her. Numero 3. Timeouts. My daughter's too young for a timeout. She's only 1. But when I was a preschool teacher, we did do timeouts quite a bit. Here's the thing with timeouts. I didn't know it back then because I was a preschool teacher. But now that I'm a child counselor, I know. They have to be productive timeouts. They can't just be them sitting in the sidelines or whatever. Timeouts are a time for children to learn how to manage their emotions. Little people have big emotions that they don't know how to manage yet because their brain is just not developed enough to figure that out yet. They're learning and they need to learn from you. So a good thing to do is to have like a corner in your house where it's like the timeout corner or the thinking corner or the whatever it is you want to call it corner, and have a lot of stuff in it, like not toys that they typically like to play with, but like specific emotion focused sensory type things. So one thing that I like to use in my clinical practice is these books, A Little Spot of Emotion. I don't use it as like a punishment or a discipline thing. I use it really for just emotion therapy, like talking about emotions and things like that. So for example, I've used A Little Spot of Sadness, and I might read like 1 or 2 pages and then ask the child to draw their spot of sadness. What does their sadness look like? What do they feel when a friend comes and comforts them? What is compassion? Like things like that. But anyways, for you and for your purposes at home, I would say have like a book like this, where they can go through, they can see different emotions. I would recommend a book where there's kids that are like showing emotions, whether it's like real pictures of kids or your child, even different pictures of your child showing emotions with like words on the bottom saying sad, happy, angry. That way they can focus on, okay, which emotion is it that I'm feeling right now? And then on the back of like those little pictures, you can have like little suggestions for how they can handle that emotion, like count to 10 if you're angry, read a book, cuddle your teddy bear if you're sad, things like that. And having that teddy bear in that corner with them would be also beneficial. So those are my 3 tips for disciplining a toddler. If you like this video, then like it. If you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe and like it. Okay, thanks. Bye.